fuck happened to your beard?
Hi.
Welcome, Flavorful Saucers, to episode 37. We did it, we did it. We did it, we did it.
That was brutal.
Yeah.
No, man, that was good. That was good. Before we start, can we talk about Coney 2012? Hashtag legendary. Make him famous. Make him famous, y'all. Make him George Clooney. I don't know. I see that video.
To say make him George Clooney.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I saw...
George
like,
Coney.
Yeah.
He's too articulate and handsome. We're not going to get him.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a pretty ass-backwards thing. They're like, man, this guy's terrible. Let's make him famous.
Yeah.
And it's like, to raise awareness, to where his whereabouts, but it's like, don't make him famous.
Great. Now everybody's going to go to bed tonight feeling really bad about themselves.
And he's like, Coney 2012, trending on Twitter.
We're not here to talk about politics and
No,
what's happening in the world.
I hope not.
We're here to talk about what's more important.
Then life?
Comic books. Comic books.
And
Comic
which one are we
books.
starting off with?
Let's start off with Age of Apocalypse, because that's it's a big book. Let's say it's a big one.
Yeah, let's say that, but not agree.
From the pages of X-Force comes the Age of Apocalypse #1.
Uncanny X-Men.
I don't care. So, Buns, you have a lot of knowledge of what's happening.
Can I just ask, is this directly happening from Uncanny X-Force?
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah,
from
it's
what
like
I
an
understand.
alternate universe. To,
Okay.
Yeah.
You remember
Settled.
point one?
Okay,
Or
this
not
is the
point
Exterminator. Is this the Exterminators?
one? What? Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. This
Okay.
Is, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So
That was
remember
awesome.
we reviewed a book, the
Point one?
Was
I
yeah.
think it's
it
point
was
one.
point one.
and this was one of them. Ooh, one of them.
Point one of them.
I was expecting a lot more action and craziness.
I was expecting a little more coherency.
I
When
was expecting to find out at one point what the fuck was happening, because
Yeah, that shit cray.
Like, I know
It's
it
pretty-
has to do with Age of Apocalypse, and if you've read the previous Age of Apocalypse books and whatnot,
Nope.
that big series that happened a while ago, then yeah, I'd expect you'd get more out of this. But from the point one sort of preview issue, I figured it was still going to be a little more welcoming to new readers. But nope! Starts, first page,
yeah.
fucking Wolverine is Apocalypse, and he's standing
Yeah,
over
big fucking
bodies
battle is just happening. Yeah.
everywhere.
How did Wolverine become Apocalypse?
I don't know, but that apparently happened at some
That's a
point.
thing, I guess.
They also mentioned that in Uncanny
That
X-Force,
shit cray.
but-
Shit great.
That shit cray.
That shit
And
great.
so, like, a war just happened, and you
Yeah, I
just
thought this
came
was
at
going
the
to be
end.
building towards the Age of Apocalypse.
Yeah.
Not it fucking happened, so
Well,
we're going to rebuild.
Age of like the whole point of the Age of Apocalypse universe is
Yo.
that it has happened.
But now we gotta take Earth back. You know, Commander Shepard's gonna show up. We gotta take Earth back, right?
Damn you, Reapers. Let's have a romantic subplot.
Sorry,
go,
Flavorful
humans.
Sauces. You can tell we really don't know what's going on when we start making references to things we do know.
We don't just say anything about
Yeah,
what
we need to
Okay.
fill in the void.
So,
in
Buns,
pieces.
since you know what's happening,
Correction, I know the most out of everyone here about what's happening.
Yes, yes.
But
That
you are...
doesn't necessarily mean
No,
You
Buns
have a
is
PhD.
Oh, fuck you.
that was a little weird. A little weird.
This
So-
happens more often than you would think.
Okay, yeah.
But the art I thought was good.
We said it was
very
good in the
nice.
point one. It
Yeah.
hasn't changed.
Yeah,
It
it's
was
still
really
cool.
good.
It's still really cool.
Writing's a little muddled. I don't quite understand what's going on, but
Yeah, like my biggest complaint with it is there's too much dialogue, and none of the dialogue was.
yeah.
Whoa, so much dialogue.
And like
was
for,
all that
for
interesting.
#1, like you really kind of expected to get eased in. But
Yeah.
Nah.
Like,
That-
there was-
that shit cray.
There was so much dialogue, yet so little exposition
Yeah.
as to what anything was about.
Yeah.
This felt like book 5 of an arc.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Yeah. I did enjoy, however, when Cyclops showed up at the end. He's like,
That
hey,
was
what's
cool.
up, dude? What's up? Just here
you
to...
guys notice I have one leg?
I'm just here to fucking, you know, shoot some stuff or whatever, man.
I'm working on a book. It's called Fuck Wolverine.
He's like, I got a band now or whatever. It's called
Age of the Apocalypses, I guess.
It's called The Apocalypse, whatever.
It's called the John Rambo's.
If anything,
Horror
it'd be
fan.
Copyright.
better if he called himself Genesis or something
That'd be
like
cool.
He's just like, you know, I'm Peter Frampton now.
that.
Do you feel?
Do you feel?
Yeah, no, it was a little silly.
Think
But
we
overall,
talked around
Yeah.
this enough.
overall, I thought for somebody just coming in, I could have got more back in information, but whatever. If you've been reading X Force, if you follow Age of Apocalypse stuff, you probably know what's going on.
If nothing else, there's a nice little issue 0 preview for X-Men versus Avengers.
I did not read that.
It was weird. It didn't make. I didn't see.
Well, you can get that for free in the thing.
Pretty much anything probably. So
As a comic has it,
Whatever.
honestly.
But moving on to Mr. Bill Willingham,
Bill.
or as I like to call him, Will Willingham. What a silly name.
Will Billingham.
I actually like that.
From the pages of Fables.
Yeah.
Wow, that's weird that happened like that.
Yeah.
Comes the Fairest.
It's a spin-off of the series Fables.
Yeah. I was expecting tits. Got no tits.
Once again, I'm
There
the
is-
person that knows anything about
There was a lot
Fables
of
series.
there was a lot of Imp Dick. There was some Imp Dick in there,
Some very
There's-
well-drawn Imp Dick.
but there was
Yeah.
no.
Let the record
But there's
show
no-
that Imp Dick was very professionally made.
Would you guys say this is the Imp Dick book of the year?
You know what? I think so.
I don't know. There've
I
been
mean-
some strong contenders for
Yeah.
2012, but yeah.
But pretty much Imp Dick. It goes the. I'm not even gonna say it.
We've said Imp Dick too much time.
It goes.
Too many times.
It goes fucking the
Why
guy
not
from
one more Imp Dick?
guy from Hercules,
Do it.
and then it goes the genie from the Fairest for Imp Dick Award of the Century.
All right.
Buns, fill us in on the book.
All right. So, for those people who don't know what Fables is, it's essentially a series about where fairy tales and fictional characters, most of which are in public domain, have lived in their own world and then sort of got run out into the normal world. And to say anything more would be taking out a bunch of spoilers. And so let's just say they have a bunch of wacky adventures.
Ooh,
And
thank
to
you.
explain where this starts
This
off,
book, yeah.
yeah, spoilers. Literally, I wish I could say you can read this book without reading any of the other Fable stuff, but like, it literally like leads right, like, there was an issue, and then it kind of went off in its own way, and then this kind of split up.
Have you been
So-
keeping up with Fables?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, is it good?
For someone
For
who's
someone who's read Fables, yes.
Like besides all the Imp Dick, because I mean that's.
I think
good.
that's
Imp Dick was
integral
my
to the
favorite
book.
part.
Maybe.
this is always good then.
Yes, for someone who's read Fables, this
For
it has a lot
someone who
of
hasn't
world-
read Fables, this was confusing. There's all these like
Actually-
fairy tale characters together.
Actually, for someone who hasn't read Fables,
No, it was
I thought-
well constructed
it
compared
was-
to Age
yeah.
of Apocalypse.
Yeah,
I thought
it
this
was really good.
well written.
I could have followed what was happening. It was funny. It was engaging.
Yeah.
Art was awesome.
Bill Willing, he has a lot of good humor when it
Yeah.
comes to writing.
I was a little confused about like the modern day references and stuff. Like, what's going on?
Once
here?
again, a lot of spoilers would be essentially that imp is part of this giant empire. The people who ran the
Are they
other
like-
fairy tales out of their world.
are they also
Okay.
naked?
No, he's just
He's the only one who's like, woo!
possibly.
I'm in another universe, baby.
You know how mature we are. That's the one thing we focus on in this book.
Hey,
is the
there's a
fact-
lot of it.
Is the fact that this imp.
It's every page, so
It's like reading Watchmen and just being like, yo, Dr. Manhattan.
You've
dead.
already Dr.
Blue
Manhattan.
Dick walking on.
Yeah.
Hey, baby, this is Dr. Manhattan's little brother. He was blue.
Yeah, and you're like missing everything in the story because you're focusing on the deck.
Well, okay, you want to know what it is? The imp is collecting, I guess, the
He's
the
essentially
women.
supposed to collect information about the real
Yeah.
world for intelligence for this fairy tale world, so they can go and invade. Essentially,
Yeah.
And, well, he's picked up a lot of other traits.
He's got Aladdin.
Big screen
and he's
TVs.
Yeah,
and
I know.
fucking-
And seasons of inappropriately touched by an angel.
And then he goes out and makes a terrible claim about 6 seasons of Firefly, and I can't handle that.
He's a magical being. He
I
can
don't
get
like
whatever
it.
he wants.
Oh, he got it. I don't-
The whole
I'm
point
jealous.
is that it's supposed to make you feel unhappy. And sad
Well,
about
they
yourself.
won.
So, you think this is a good one?
I enjoyed it. I mean, I'm not like the whole Fables concept. I don't like collisions of worlds in like any fiction that I'm really into. So it just hurts my brain. So I can't really. I stay away from this from a reason.
Let me just say that the finer details of this book, you're probably gonna need a fucking background PhD of Fables
Yeah.
to know what it's about. But the general like storyline and the main characters, they're all pretty much new,
Nice.
and
So,
it's
yeah.
pretty much.
Does Bill Willingham like write everything related to Fables?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Fuck, that's
Like,
dedication.
And there's,
good on
like,
him, 'cause
4
This
di-
is really well written, and this is really concise and true.
There's like
That shit
3
cray.
spin-off titles.
That shit cry.
Wow.
Apologize. Okay, now moving on to the blockbuster hit of the century. And I do mean it's a megaton hit.
Whoa!
Don't leave me hanging.
I apologize, Flavorful
Should.
Sauces, for what just happened.
Too much pelvic.
All right,
thrust.
so Manhattan Project #1.
Fucking cool as shit.
Jonathan
Yup.
Hickman, Nick Patera.
Building you back up to let you down like Red Wing.
Yeah,
Like,
Red Wing
Ah,
issue 1 was
yeah.
really sick. So this issue is pretty sick.
it is-
I thought it was interesting.
And I'm going to congratulate Hickman for not using the most famous Oppenheimer quote immediately.
What was that?
I am become death, the destroyer of worlds. That's like Oppenheimer.
I'm sure that's gonna.
That-
end
It's
it
going to
with
show up
that.
eventually.
That's amazing.
But thank you for not using that right away.
Yeah.
As someone who appreciates
But-
atomic science, thank you.
But you know what he does use? There's a line where it's a Zen-powered
Dude.
bomb powered by death Buddhists. I was like,
Ah.
death Buddhists?
Cool.
That's amazing.
As soon as Rick or Nick read that line, he was just like, "Wow, wow," and then he passed it over to me, and I read, I was like, "What? Wow."
And then I'm like, "Psh, you bitches, I'm not gonna make no reaction. I was like, wow.
Wow, that's
It was
amazing.
like, "How you did it? Wait, this was the part? No."
Ah, fucking death Buddhists.
Yeah.
Anyways, so it
And it
bas-
doesn't stop there, really.
No, it basically revolves around Oppenheimer being recruited into some thing.
the Manhattan Project
Yeah.
to make the first atomic bomb.
Yeah, and
But
then
that's just a cover.
and then he's
Essentially, they're like Google, but in the 1940s. In
What?
Google,
What?
you have like all these pet projects that you can work
Ah.
on constantly while you're
Okay.
developing for Google.
Yeah.
whoa.
Except
Science.
all the PEC projects are about crazy fucking pseudo-science shit.
But
Fucking
Which is great.
mining. What was it that they were mining? It was like dimensional space.
Yeah.
the hell are you talking about?
It was the part in the book.
Oh, I thought we were still talking about Google. I was like,
No.
that's amazing.
Maybe Google's doing that. I wouldn't
But
be surprised.
so Oppenheimer has like a twin, and his twin's like a homicidal maniac.
yeah.
And then like his twin eats him.
We may be
Uh,
spoiling the
I don't-
book at this point.
We
Yeah,
need to
y-
discuss this.
we need-
Okay.
okay,
His
we're-
brother eats him and becomes him, and then at the end he's like,
Yeah, well,
he's the
He
smart one.
consumes the souls of those he eats.
What the fuck?
Which includes his brother. And
Yeah,
apparently a
they-
whole bunch of other
they
people.
framed this book around Oppenheimer having a twin brother and then getting super jealous and becoming exactly the opposite of what Robert Oppenheimer was, which is just a genius. He killed people and apparently murdered a bunch of people and went to an insane asylum.
and consumed
Wait, this
them.
is, like,
He
real?
ate them.
This isn't real.
Oh, okay.
This is all. This is no, yeah.
Whoa, I do. So yeah, so it revolves around that, and
then it
Einstein's
convert-
in it
yeah.
for like 5 seconds.
Yeah, but it's just,
He's
And
like,
shit goes crazy
like-
when Einstein.
they're like,
visits.
shit, what's that? And he's like, oh, oh my god!
Ah,
And then they're like,
Wow.
yeah, don't look in there. And he's like, choo choo, sorry.
wait, let's crouch.
Yeah.
and he is
like,
looking away.
he's
from-
jacking it.
I would
and-
like to think that Einstein masturbated at least once a day. Is that just
Maybe.
me?
I don't know, maybe.
You know, dumb it down for the rest of
I
us.
think
Yeah.
maybe he was a
Well,
bit too busy to do it every
Einstein
day.
did poop a couple of times.
Have you
So-
guys ever seen the picture of Einstein on a bike?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is the most happy thing I've ever seen. I'm
Yeah.
gonna post a picture of it just so you
I
guys
like-
can
Right here, right
Oh,
now.
I wrote it. It's copyrighted.
That's cool.
No.
Whatever, no one
I've already
cares.
read it.
It's like
If all the stuff in Fables is cool, that's all public domain. This picture of Einstein
Einstein's
on a
a
bike.
real person.
Yeah, but this stuff on a bike, that's cool. Yeah, I can
Nah,
show
true,
it.
true.
Yeah.
The Einstein estate's like, you know what? That's cool. That's
It's
cool.
big.
You can
guys-
talk about him jacking off and riding a bike. That's cool.
But if you're talking about his fundamental research, we're gonna shut up.
So, did you like the art?
Nick Patera has like a very kind of specific style that I like to
Yeah.
call leprosy.
Leprosy.
No.
What?
Like the characters and the wrinkles, it just looks like the skin
Yeah.
is just any
But-
moment gonna fall off their face, and it makes me really uncomfortable.
It works when it's for people who are legitimately around that
Older?
age.
Yeah.
But everyone's just
Yeah,
like
that's true.
wrinkly,
That's true.
prune face. 24/7.
Well,
I get
like-
they're dealing with mass amounts of radiation, but
See, but it's tough because, like, I mean, this artwork's very much like Jeff Darrow's,
Yeah.
except less detailed. But Jeff Darrow's works, and this one is like old people just like hanging out. They're like, yeah.
yeah,
Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's really good.
yeah, it's really good.
But
Yeah,
it's just a lot of lines, and you're like, whoa.
I love the
lines.
like Nick Patera's environments and everything, and how he like all the buildings and shit. Whatever. I can't talk.
It's okay. It's okay.
If
You
I
gotta-
say like a sentence that's more than 5 words, I just
you have a twin
Yeah,
brother,
yeah.
you're gonna need to eat him.
I don't know.
cool.
He's
Well,
a,
he's gonna. Well, then
Or
I'll
has
be
he
the
already
exact
ate
same.
him?
So, the writing I thought was very clever with the death Buddhists and all that.
Yeah, if you
business.
like that part we explained, there's essentially a bunch of that over and over again.
There's no qualms. Like Hickman's writing is always amazing. It just depends on what he does with the actual material.
What he does with the plot, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
He's got great stories. It's just a matter of where he's going to lead everything. And I
This
hope
looks
he's
a lot
figured it
more
out.
promising than Red Wing did, though. And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
It'll
We'll
just
see.
break your heart even more.
It might
Yeah,
just,
exactly.
It might just get more confusing.
I hope
maybe.
not.
I don't
Okay,
know.
like
But
that-
for now,
There is no
we
time
think.
confusion here, so it should be straightforward enough.
Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see.
It'll get confusing with multiple
But-
Just layered on layers of crazy.
Out of
shit.
all 3 of these books, which one would you recommend?
Manhattan,
Manhattan
Project.
Whoa!
If you
Yeah, I'm
like
gonna agree.
Fables, get Fairest, and that's it.
I'm gonna agree. Manhattan Project, pick that shit up. that
Really
shit
damn
cray.
cool. That shit
Yeah.
great. Shit.
It's a crayfish.
Crayfish.
Anything else this week coming out that? No. Oh, the
Swamp
new
Thing.
new DC logos being put on the books. Have you guys seen that logo?
Yeah, I've seen them.
Pretty hideous.
Isn't it?
It's like a sticker being
yeah.
peeled off.
Yeah, it's pretty stupid. I don't like
Whatever.
it. And like you can't even read it
It
properly.
it loses all magic now. I
So,
mean, I'm
like-
not saying the fucking first.
What
logo
if this
made me
is like
pee
all
my
a big
pants.
front, and eventually the sticker starts to come off more and more every month, and then they have a new company name? Maybe this is where it's
That's
going.
deep.
Maybe that's where this is going.
Now there's like a sniper who fucking kills you. It's like he knows.
Somehow he's sniping through the building.
Does he peel a sticker off the gun and shoot you?
Oh fuck!
Wow.
Whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. There's nothing really.
King
It's
City
been like a
trade
quiet
comes out
couple
today.
weeks. What was King City? You mentioned it. I don't.
I've just heard. It's like this weird world, and the main character has a cat, when he's called a cat master, like the guy who has a cat, and he can make his cat do any sort of weird, crazy things, like make his hands into fucking like skeleton keys, or multiply into, or turn into giant monstrous things.
He's like, cat, I'm feeling lonely. Vagina hands activate.
You know what? He just may be able to do that. Just maybe.
Whoa. Taking a little too far there, Buns. Taking a little
previews, reviews with the fucking bestiality.
With fucking.
We keep that out of here.
You take that back to your home place.
You and Kevin can talk about fucking dogs and cats all you want, but here we keep it fucking clean.
Hey.
This is family friendly.
We just finished talking about Imp Dick and Einstein.
Did we talk about fucking the imp at any point in time?
Friendly.
Oh, damn. Sorry, I apologize, Flavourful Sauces. I didn't know. I didn't know what was going on.
No, fuck.
Yeah, no. We need you.
I can't.
Ah.
All right, so pick up Manhattan Project, Age of
Definitely.
Apocalypse, Fairest from the pages of,
Hey, boss.
and we'll see you next week for episode 38. Whoa. We'll see you guys later. And 1, 2, 3.
Flavorful sauce.